Hi, my name is Vitaly. I am a co-creator of Builderius site builder. This is the getting started video where you and me together, will go through all the important topics and features of the builder. We won't go too much into details though, otherwise this video would be hours long. I started this video from showing our website, and our website has a link to get a plugin. We also have a page on wordpress.org, official repo, and this is where you can download the latest version of the Builderius builder. We also has a documentation page, very comprehensive, I believe. We have all the topics covered, like adding templates, working with visual editor, etc, etc. And there is also other links like to our YouTube channel, to our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group that is called Builderius Community. I encourage you to join it. If you have questions or doubts, you can ask your questions here, get answered. It's a private group, so you have to join it before reading and posting. Also, we have a GitHub a page where our roadmap is located, so you can read about what we are going to do there. Okay, this is pretty much everything about introduction and the resources about the Builderius. Uploading and activating the plugin, I believe, was an easy and straightforward. It's the same as for any other WP plugin. So let's review admin pages created by Builderius. This is the welcome page. There will be more stats in the future. For now, there is only the number of templates created. We have no templates yet. There are also quick links to our YouTube channel and the documentation page. Publish page. Publish page is dedicated to managing releases. In order to publish templates made in Builderius, to make them visible on the site for regular users, we use releases. I will get back to this topic later in this video. At the moment we don't have any releases yet, so this page is empty. Templates page. This is where we create templates and manage them. In Builderius, templates are always full page layouts. We don't have special templates for header or for footer as it is in other builders. Each new Builderius template is a blank canvas. Practically, it means that header and footer must be created inside each template. In the future Pro version of the builder, we will introduce global layouts, and it will be the way of sharing the same header, footer or similar piece of layout across many templates. For now, let's create our first template. We will call it landing page. We should choose type singular. Template type singular is the only type available in the free version. Templates with this type can be applied to singular pages, like posts and pages. Then technology, HTML, create. Here we go, our first template. Now I can change the title of this template, like this. For instance, by clicking on this icon, I reveal additional information, meta information for template, like when it's created, its type and technology. The next is sort order. This parameter is dedicated to setting priority between several templates which share the same or similar applicants. The next is apply rules, managing apply rules. I will get back to this soon. Then we have action buttons, 3 of them. The first one is for saving changes made, like setting the new sort order or title or apply rules. These changes, like title in this case, are not saved to database yet. I have to click on this button in order to save them to database. If I don't want to save some changes, I can click on this button to simply cancel any changes, like this. And the set button is for completely removing the template. Builderius partially overrides the active theme, so the builder works perfectly well with any theme. The WordPress pages without Builderius template applied to them will use template and design of the active theme, and the pages with Builderius template applied will be without any theme styles and scripts. These assets will be completely stripped. To apply the Builderius template to specific WP posts and pages, we actually use apply rules. This is how it works. I click on add rule, then I choose singular page. This is the only option available. Then static page. For this tutorial, for this video, I want to apply this template for specific page, this one with ID 95. Now click save apply rules, and as I mentioned before, I have to click here save changes. Now my changes are saved and I'm ready to go to the builder mode. Just to sum up, the purpose of apply rules is to assign Builderius templates to WP posts and pages. These posts and pages assigned to specific template are called applicants. Later, inside the builder, we will see a list of available applicants for that specific template. Applicants are sources of dynamic data, like post title or custom meta value, etc. So let's go to the builder mode. In order to do this, I click on this link, edit template. The builder mode is loaded and now I am ready to start working in it. As I mentioned before, it's a completely blank canvas. Let's explore the builder panel UI now. I can open the builder panel by clicking on this icon and also close it. Then we have a lot of icons here. I should explain them. So the first one is for switching between light and dark versions. The next one, changing transparency of the panel. It makes it semi-transparent. The next one is for changing the position. The next one is it leads to WordPress admin page where all my templates are located. And the next one is for starting interactive tour. I would suggest starting it, taking the tour. The next one opens inspector window. The next one is for viewing dynamic data. So it's empty here because I don't have any data vars, so I don't have any dynamic data. They will be there soon. And this button updates dynamic data if for any reason I would need this. The next three icons, this and this, are for template and global settings. The first one for template settings, the next one for global settings for specific type of template. In this case, it's singular. The next one, the third icon, leads to global settings for all templates. I will explain the difference between them a little bit later. Then we have this icon for previewing, and it's not active now because I don't have anything saved. I mean, no template config at all. It's completely blank, so I don't have anything to preview. The next icon opens a version control system. Here I can review my entities. I have 3 of them. Again, it's template settings with config including modules, global settings for specific types of templates, and global settings for all templates. Here I can save changes in any of these entities without committing by clicking on this icon, or I can commit changes by clicking on this icon. It's not active now because I don't have saved changes yet. And the next one, the same icon of preview. This icon is a shortcut. Both do the same. They open the new tab of the browser with preview. The next icon is for importing config. If I have config for template or for global settings, I can import it here. And the last icon is for this icon opens Git Graph modal window. Again, I don't have anything. I don't have uncommitted changes saved, and also I don't have commits, so it's completely empty. It will be filled a little bit later. The last icon is for changing all the for saving all the changes. Again, it's a shortcut. I can save changes in any of these entities separately by clicking on these icons, or I can click it once and save any changes in all 3 entities. And the last icon is for clearing modulus tree. This is the modulus tree or structure panel. If you like, when I add some modulus, I see them here structured. So I can clear them if I don't need them anymore just by clicking this button. But warning, these changes are not automatically saved to database. It's like clearing in runtime. Let's say I can clear it, then add again, then clear again. If I don't click save changes, nothing of these operations, no change will be saved to database. Now let's review how to work with modules. For add module, I have to click on this icon button. By clicking on it, I open the new panel page with the list of all modules available. They are categorized, and also there is a quick search. I can quickly search them like this, for instance. Let's say I need a generic block for now. I also need heading, let it be. Now I added heading. It has content settings, so we see the text here. It's a sample text, default text. I can see it also here. This is my content setting. Not all modules have it, but many of them do have. So in this case, for heading, obviously I have this setting, and I can write something here and instantly see the preview here, or I can write something here. In this case I just remove it and see the changes here. This is how it works. So I have inline editing here. We have this feature, and also heading. Some of the modules, like heading in this example, they have a setting for changing tag name. I can switch HTML tag name by changing this setting. This is how it works. The editor, inline editor, adds a BR tag, so I will remove it, and also probably this word. Okay, so after making changes, I have to save them inside like not save but apply changes of the module. So this is how it works. Again, I can write here long text, and I have a choice to click on apply settings or cancel settings. If I choose cancel, they are gone. Any settings, it can be color, any CSS related settings, it doesn't matter. Any settings of the model will be gone if I click on cancel, and again if I click on apply button, it will be saved. The next topic is drag and dropping. Actually, in case of Builderius, it works only inside the modulus tree. I can do this. We see the small text move. It suggests us that in this case heading will be put inside generic block like this, and I can open this branch, let's say, and see that there is actually module here. You see the difference in the color now and before. I can add another generic block to make it more clear. The difference in the color suggests us that inside this module there are one or many other modules. In this case we can expand it and review what actually is inside. And also we notice that heading does not have this plus minus icon. It's because not all modules are container modules. It's not possible to put a module inside another module. It does not work for all modules, only for container modules. There is no science of which one is container or not. It's like a common sense. If you know the HTML tags, you obviously know which are containers, which are not. For example, form module is container because we actually should add some modules inside the form to make it usable, right? But for instance, paragraph is not container. Another difference is that all container modules all container modules don't have content setting. It means that it's not possible to set any text for generic block. For instance, there is no content setting here. I opened this module, and so let's review it a bit. Here I have tag name setting, and I actually can change the tag element. For instance, I can make it section. It instantly visible inside the DOM structure. Here we have section because I chose section. Now I would like to switch to article, for instance, and instantly I see the new tag name here. This is how it works. Okay, and now again, how to work with modules, like how to move them and etc. So by hovering over this icon of 3 very short lines, this is the drag and drop icon. By dragging it and hovering over another modulus, I see suggestions, like in this case this module will be placed before generic block. In this case it will be moved inside the second generic block, and in this case it will be placed after paragraph module, and I did just that, and again I see the result instantly. I see that my heading now after the paragraph. By hovering over the modulus 3 item like this, I reveal more controls. The first one is this icon, and it also reveals 2 items, settings and duplicate. The first one is for opening the module for editing, opening its settings like this. I can do the same by double clicking on the title of the module, its name. The next one is for duplicating module like this. I can create many copies, and all the styles of the original module will be duplicated as well. This icon is for removing module from the tree like this. Now let's save these changes and check the preview. The same, I see the same in the preview as in the builder content. So this is how it works. Okay, now I can close here, and also there is a hovering overlay. When I do this inside the modulus tree, I see this overlay over modulus inside builder content, those orange ones. The same will be if I do hover here. I also see it. See this overlay. It displays the name of the module, then a quick shortcut for opening the module settings, and also there is an icon for copying and pasting styles settings basically of the module. This operation excludes content settings, so all the CSS related styles will be copied, but content will not. And also duplicating the module and removing the module. Actually, all this functionality in this or that way duplicates those functionality that we already reviewed here. We have learned the Builderius Builder Panel UI, so now it's time to create some layout. For this I'm going to use one of layouts. For instance, I will add this one, and then I will add another one which is header. this extra space here because of the margin. I'm going inside the module and now I'm going to remove this margin, but before some explanation. Here I have two tabs. The first one is primary, the second one is advanced. Under primary tab there is a content settings and others non-CSS related settings, or there could be also specific CSS setting shortcut, like quickly change size, font size. For some modules they are, for others they are not here. So it depends on the module. For under the advanced tab there is always more or less the same set of settings, and almost all of them are CSS related. Here also are CSS variables and HTML attributes settings. So CSS variables are actually CSS variables. Here I have 3 local CSS variables, and HTML attributes are custom class, custom ID, and any custom HTML tag attribute, like data attributes or area attributes for creating accessibility, for improving it, etc. So they all can be added here. Now let's check the CSS variables. Here I have 3 CSS variables. Work on different levels. In this case these 3 are local, and they are created for under the scope of this specific module, under the scope of the HTML element of this specific module. For example, for background color, this almost black one, this very dark, here I have a CSS variable applied that is called BG color, background color, and then fallback. But I can switch between displaying CSS variables selection and actual regular settings for this CSS related setting by clicking on this icon. So here I have this color. Actually it's the same, but I can change to any other color like this, and it will be instantly changed because I think that this variable is created, but I mean it's chosen here, but actually it does not exist. So we can check it quickly. We need this element, and I see this CSS var is not set. The browser itself suggests us that it's not self, and this is why we use the fallback. So in case the specific CSS variable is not created, the fallback will be applied. So it's very handy, because in this case I don't lose the styling, right? Even if this CSS variable does not exist, I still have color. Now let's memorize this name, background color, okay, and create such variable under let's say global settings. We go here, we choose color, then the same name, and then let's add some yellow color, and it's more, let's make it more pleasant for our eyes. Maybe like this. Okay, I don't like this color, but for the sake of this example it's enough. So now when I check inside the browser developer console, I see that the name of the CSS variable is not grayed out. This background color CSS var exists, and fallback is not used anymore because CSS variable has priority. This CSS variable is created under global settings, so it's scoped within the whole Builderius content wrapper. Just to remind, Builderius content is this div, and it's direct children to body, and this specifically this element holds all the builder content always. So it's kind of let's say it's our root element, and this CSS variable is created under the root. Whenever I create CSS variables under global settings or template settings, they always go under the root. But I've created it for global settings, and now I do the same for template settings. And the trick is this CSS variable will override. Again, it's let's make it, yeah, it's better, it's much better, more pleasant for my eyes. And again, let's check, not here, here. So now we have two CSS variables, and because of the cascading of CSS, the second one has more priority because it's declared below the first one, but it does not delete the first background color CSS variable, it just applies the new one, because the new one has more priority. Template settings have more priority than global settings. And then we can go to this specific module and create new one, a new local CSS variable, and you may guess that this one will have even more priority, and you will be right, like this. But in this case, just as I said, since it's local CSS variable, it applies for specific module only, and it does not it's not getting applied for another modules. For instance, for this one, this is the power of local variables. They are scoped within the module. Now let's review how CSS selectors and media queries work. They have a similar UI. For instance, if I have to create a new CSS selector, I should click on this plus icon and choose and write any selector I need. For instance, hover selector, pseudo selector, it's pre-created already. I just can choose it, and when I chose it, there is no settings, CSS settings. There is no this white circle icons that tells me that some settings are non-empty under setting category. I will go back to original, and here we go. We have a lot of non-empty settings under many categories. When I switch to hover, there are no such icons. So whenever I switch to set an CSS selector, and the same works for media queries. The UI is reloaded, and I can apply settings to be scoped specifically under the chosen media query or CSS selector. In this case, I chosen hover. Now it does nothing. I do hover, but it does nothing. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to change the background color for this red one, for instance. Now I have chosen it, and when I do hover, I see the difference. Okay, I will remove it, I don't need it, and then I go back to original. Let's create the custom CSS selector, but before that I'm going to add a new paragraph. Here there is a new paragraph. So again, let's go to this module and create CSS selector that will target my paragraph. If I just write P, it's not valid because and we have a hint here that it says the CSS selector targets the element itself, and it's not right. For target and children elements, I should write space before the CSS selector. When I do this, it immediately suggests me that children elements are targeted, and it even shows me how many elements are matched against the CSS selector. Just to show that there is a space, I selected all this text of CSS selector, and it's clearly seen there is a space before. So now I click create, I go to typography, and since it's the simplest way to show how CSS settings works, I test it on colors, and let's change some color for this blue, and my paragraph text has this color because I created such selector. Then what if I don't need any settings under this selector anymore? I can remove them by clicking here, and there is the white icon that shows me there is no empty setting, and the default color of paragraph is applied, which is black. Then what if I don't need this CSS selector anymore? I can remove it anytime. Just let's create the new one. So anytime I created the custom CSS selector, I can update it and like add a, or write here like this, whatever I need, and it's getting updated even if I set some settings. Again, let's choose this color, but it actually does not target anything. But if I change it to just a paragraph, I have space here, okay, and my paragraph becomes red. But then I can also update it to add paragraph hover. Now it's black, but when I hover over, it becomes red. And now I don't need it anymore, so I just remove it. Okay. Let's remove this paragraph. I don't need it anymore. The same applies for media queries. I can create any, for instance, what I have here is background color. What if I Okay, let's create the custom media query. I will be creating like responsive version max with, let's make it 900 pixels like this. This is the custom media query, and it targets it applies settings created under this media query will be applied when the width of the viewport is less than 900 pixels. Now I can, for instance, let's add 200 padding bottom. When I wrote this 200, there is no change here. It's because my viewport is more than 900 pixels, but what happens if I make it less? It instantly goes very tall because of these 200 pixels applied for padding. Then since I changed the width of the viewport inside the browser itself, it does not have any connection to the settings to Builder. So whenever I choose any custom query here and apply some settings here like this, I'm not necessarily see those changes instantly. As I said, there is no direct connection between the chosen media query and the size of the viewport. I am flexible here to have any viewport I need, to change it anytime I need, and also change settings just to check how they look like under different widths, because in my opinion the best responsive styling is less responsive styling or none at all. So the less CSS styling I have for specific responsive version like mobile, iPad version, the less I have is better, because for instance Flexbox model of CSS settings allows me to have very good support for responsive version without creating I mean very often, it's not necessary, but very often without creating any custom media queries. Okay, I don't need that media query, so I remove it, save, and here we have our new layout. Let's save it. Okay. Now it's time to add some dynamic data for my template. At the moment I don't use any, and I'm going to change this title to the real title of the page. For now it's just a static text. I'm opening template settings, data variables category, and edit data variables modal window. Then I have to choose GraphQL. This is the type of data variables for fetching data from a database. Let's call this data variable as post data. I can choose any name. Then I actually have to write the query for GraphQL. It looks unfamiliar for many users, of course, but we have the system of suggestions. When I type the first letter, I get this suggestion query post, for instance, this field specifically for getting information from the current applicant post, this one. And also there is always schema explorer. I can open it and check which other fields available here. Here I have this queried post that I'm using now. Then I have other fields, this for getting ACF, metadata, etc. They always here inside the schema explorer. So queried post, then I need post title. I have many fields here, but I need only post title. And then let's check. Yes, I have my page's title. This is fresh juices. It's fine, but I'm going also to use alias, which will be title, like this. So just a different structure of dynamic data. Okay, and I can also use the alias for post to make it shorter, like this, and then I will have post title. Very nice. I can close it here. Then my dynamic data is available inside the dynamic data modal window. I can always check it here. Next step, I choose this module, remove this static text and put inside the data variable. I need specifically title, so I copy it with a template text and paste it here. I'm using double brackets for saying that this is the dynamic data variable, and together this is the template tag that evaluates into the real data from database, which is fresh juice. And then I can always mix my variables with static text, just type in static text before or after, it doesn't matter, like this. The page is always static text, but this title will be the same as title of the page, real page from database. This is how it works. Okay, pretty nice. Speaking of data variables and in particular queries for GraphQL, our documentation has many more examples of usage of specific queries and the results of those queries, and more information about dynamic data flow. This is a bit out of scope of this video, so I encourage you to check the documentation for this topic. So far I have this template. The only change I'm going to do is to remove this weird space here. So whenever I like it or not, the specific colors, I really don't like them, but for the sake of this example, let's say this is the final layout that I need, and now I would like to show it for all my visitors. At the moment this page, Fresh Juices, is showing this. This is the some WordPress theme, and this is how it looks like. This page does not have content, only title, and there is also title of the site itself, nothing else. But I need this, my layout, to be shown for this page. For this, first of all, we have to save changes for template. Then I have to create commit for each of settings, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm using all the settings. I'm certainly use not global. I'm using global settings for all templates. I have my CSS variable here. Probably I don't use this one. I don't have anything here, and then I use template settings, again CSS variable and data variable. Okay, so I need, in this case, the important thing to create commits for global settings. I call it initial. Then I can open Git graph and check it. Okay, I have this commit here, and now I have to create the tag. I don't have any tags yet, so I just write it like version 1.0, and then I also have to create commit for my template. For now I don't have any commits, so I can do this also in Git graph by clicking on commit here, or I can do this directly by clicking on this icon, commit changes, and then again initial, and let's submit it. Okay. Some explanation what I just did. So I created commits which are static snapshots of my changes, my settings. They cannot be removed. There is no such possibility. I can remove tag, but cannot remove the commit itself. And in case I need to export the specific config of settings, I can do this here. And also for template related commits, I can preview them by clicking on this button. Let's check how it works. So I click on preview, and the new page, preview page, is opened with my changes. Okay, then the tags, the tag I created here, the system of tags, is designed to mark specific commits, to connect them in set of snapshots in order to create a release, the concept that we are going to review in several minutes. So for now it's very important to make commits and then tag them to connect, to make connection between them. So now I did it, and I go to admin area. I need publish page. This is where I create my releases, and release is actually the way of publishing changes. I don't have any releases yet, so I'm going to create the first one. This is the form wizard. The first step is choosing tag. I have one, so I choose it and then proceed, and then I see all my entities. I have clear notification when any of commits inside the specific entity is tagged by this tag, this selected tag. I see that only global settings for all templates is tagged, but I also need template settings to be tagged. So I can do this here if I, for some reason, forgot to do this inside the template. The same icon for Git graph is available here, and I can do the same operation but just quickly. So it's the same. Adding tag here is the same as adding tag here. It's just a convenient way to tag specific commit inside creating release wizard. Now my this commit is tagged, so based on this information the release will include two entities. This one is not important for me now, but if it would, I would tag some commit inside this global settings set as well. Now proceed, and I will add some description for my release. Submit, and here we go. I have a release created. I can quickly check which entities tagged here, which entities inside this release. Then the name of the tag and description, and the last action that I have to do is to publish it by clicking on this green button. So now this release is published, and I should see my layout for that page, fresh juices, instead of default one, instead of this one. So let's reload the page, and here you go. I see this layout. It's a front end. This page is available for all visitors. If for some reason I don't need to display this release, I can unpublish it without deleting. It's always stored inside that database, but by unpublishing it, I remove my templates and they not going applied. I see my old version of the site, that this template that goes from the theme. Let's publish it again, and again, this is my page. This is how it works. In this video I went through the main topics. I showed how Builderius site builder works. If you have any questions, you can leave your comments in the comments section below this video. Please also join our Facebook community group. We post latest news there. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.